Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board once again Waypoints Aviation. We're back in our Airbus A320, and as you can see, everything's turned off, and we're in cold and dark mode today. And we've got something very special for you today, because today my co-pilot seat is not empty. In fact, today I've got a subscriber in here with us. Everyone say hello to Dylan. Dylan is a subscriber, and I've known Dylan for a while. He is an amazing young pilot in the making, and today Dylan is going to be our pilot flying, while I'm going to be his pilot monitoring. So all the flying that you see happening today is going to be this guy right over here. And yeah, so Dylan, I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself a little bit later once we get into cruise. And what we're going to do today is we're going to continue from our trip, which was, we came into Ankara on the last video. So we're currently here at gate number 10 in Ankara Esenboga International Airport. I hope I haven't butchered the name again. And we're going to continue on and take the airplane from here to Lebanon. Have you been to Lebanon before, Dylan?
Nope.
Well, that's the first time for everything, and that's today. So Dylan's going to fly us over to Lebanon, and yeah. What we're going to do is we're just going to get the aircraft all started up and ready to go, and then we're going to push back and start the engines, do the whole thing, taxi, take off, get to cruise, and yeah, enjoy the sights as we go along. So Dylan, what we want to do now is, we are in cold and dark mode, so if you would please turn on the batteries first, batteries 1 and 2. Alright, so we're checking, as always, we're checking to make sure we've got 25.5 volts on each battery, which we definitely qualify for. And given that external power is available to the aircraft, let's get the external power going. Nice! Alright, Christmas trees lit up, and all systems are coming to life one by one. They're doing their self-checks, and yeah. And if you guys want to watch a video, a tutorial about how to go from cold and dark to fully started up, I'll link the video in the description below. I'll also link a video where you can learn how to program the MCDU, which is coming up next as well. So we're just waiting for all these systems to fire up, and as we're doing that, we're just monitoring whatever we see on our screens. If there's anything that's abnormal, then we obviously need to take care of it. Alright, so we've got our screens pretty much on, everything's ready to go. It's just been woken up from its sleep, so it's going to be cranky, it's going to give us a lot of error messages, and then it'll kind of realize that those errors don't exist, and then they're going to go away. So we're just waiting for all of that. In the meantime, I'm just going to dismiss this master caution, and it's a smoke detection fault. I'm just going to clear it. Alright, if you come down to status, all systems are offline, so that's kind of why. But as you can see, the self-test is clearing those messages one by one. Alright, so now the main thing we want to do now is get onto our flow pattern and basically get the aircraft all fired up. So Dylan, if you'd like to do the flow for me. So we're going to start from left to right, bottom to top. So we start from the bottom, make sure the wipers turned off on both sides, the captain and first officer, lovely. And now you got the crew supply going, and we want to come to the recorder, and we want to turn on the ground recorder as well, and we're going to hold down the CBR test button for a few seconds till we hear the sound. There we go, that's our sound test is good. Now as we move up, we'll notice that we've got no information on our screens, no info whatsoever, so we need to get the IRSs going. So all 3 IRSs go to nav, into nav. Yep, there we go, they're in nav. The on-bat light is on, which means it's doing a self-test. That light needs to extinguish. It has. Alright, and now we come back down here, and we can see that the IR is in alignment. Excellent. Alright, now that we've done with that, we come down over here. We're at the gate, so let's turn on the nav logo light so the ground crew know that this is an active aeroplane. We're going to be fueling the aircraft soon, so we're going to keep the seatbelt sign and no smoking off for now, and we'll keep the lights disarmed as well. And then moving up, we want to extinguish the other white lights as we go along, which are the fuel pumps. And the next thing we want to do is do an APU fire test. So hold down on the fire test button. You're looking for 5 items.
1, 2.
Yep. Lovely, we got 5 items, so that test is completed and good. So now we can go ahead and start the APU. Hit the APU master switch, that will bring up the APU page on the lower ECAM, and hold down the starter for 3 seconds. That's good. Alright, so that's going to cause the APU to go into start mode. We're going to watch a flap open up, and then you'll see the EGT start to rise slowly, as well as the N percentage start to rise. Any moment now. There we go, flaps open, RPM's rising, EGT is rising, and once it's available, you will see a message APU available here, and also the starter button will become a green or bail light. So in the meantime, well, let's just continue on while we're waiting for the APU to start. Let's just quickly do an engine 1 and 2 fire test as well. We're looking for 6 items there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yep.
and the 6th one is the...
That's it. So we're good to go. Let's do engine number 2 as well.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And the sound 6. Lovely. All right, that's good and deafening. All right, so we got that going. APU has just come along, so we're waiting for it to say APU available. Please say APU available. Oh, that's available. All right, no worries. APU is available, so let's go ahead and turn on the APU bleed. Get that glorious air conditioning going. All right, and that's pretty much the cold and dark startup of the aircraft. We've got the APU going, and now we can go ahead and plan our flight. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to the computer. We're gonna look at our charts. We're gonna look at our flight plan, and then we're gonna plan out how we're gonna get from here to Lebanon. All right, so you good to go with that, Dylan?
Yep.
Alrighty, all right. So see you guys at the computer. All right, here we are. Time to do our flight planning. So as you can see, the airport code for Lebanon is Oscar Lima Bravo Alpha. It's Beirut Rafik Hariri International Airport. And what we want to do now is we're going to come over to SimBrief, and we're going to go ahead and first check that we're running the latest ARX cycle, which is good. 2306 is fine. And we're going to create a new flight. Now as we do so, we're just going to fill in all the details. Waypoints, aviation, yeah, always allow, why not? Oh, allow. Thank you, Macintosh. Alright. Deny. Alright, forget it. Okay, waypoints, aviation, flight number 320. We're going from Lima Tango Alpha Charlie to Oscar Lima Bravo Alpha. And let's see what it we'll keep the alternate in auto. We're gonna go ahead and click on that one there, and here we go. There's our flight plan right over there. You seen this, Dylan?
Yep.
So basically we're going to be taking off and heading south, a couple of turns to the right, and then we're going to be heading south, right past Cyprus, and then right over the Mediterranean Sea into Beirut right over there. Now I think we can do Lima Tango Alpha Charlie as our no, not Lima Tango Alpha Charlie, I'm sorry, Larnaca. Let's get the code for Larnaca, shall we? Dylan, you got the code for Larnaca?
Larnaca, let me check. But, I got it, LCLK.
LCLK, alrighty.
Lima Charlie, Lima Kilo.
That's what we want. Lima Charlie, Lima Kilo is going to be our alternate. Alright, there we go. Larnaca is our alternate, and we're going to go ahead and as we scroll down, we're just going to put in the other details we have to. Our cost index today will be 25, and right now what we want to do is very quickly have a look at the weather in Turkey. So if you click on that, so the winds are 350 at 3 knots. So that means we're going to have to use the runway 21 direction for takeoff. So it's going to be a pretty long taxi between here, the apron, where are we, apron 4?
2.
Apron 2. So apron 2 stand 10. So it's going to be a little bit of a taxi down. So we'll keep that in mind. QNH is 1020. Alright, so we're good to go on that. Alright, cost index 25, fuel factor is good, and taxi out, I'm going to give us about a 15-minute taxi out, as well as The Lebanon airport is also pretty large, so I'm going to give us 10 minutes for the taxi in. Reserve fuel, we're going to stick to our standard 30 minutes of reserves. And we're going to go with runway 21 left for the departure. Yep, change the SIDs and stars. And I believe expected arrival, the winds are going to be 240 at 5 knots in Lebanon. So with 7,000 meters visibility, no significant change. All right, so we usually, yeah, we can stick to runway 21, see how that goes. And we're going to be cruising at flight level. This is a 1 hour and 45 minute flight, so we'll go about flight level 270 today, 27,000, but we'll check the optimums and adjust accordingly. All right, so here's the routing information. We're expecting to get the Telv1 Delta or Telvo 1 Delta SID to Telvo, and then there's all the airways and waypoints we're going to fly right across to. And then we come up to Kukla, and then from there we're going to do the Kukla 1 Romeo star into Lebanon. Yay! We've got 448 nautical miles. So that's looking good. Let's go with passenger load, which is maximum passenger load today. And if you could give me the zero fuel weight, please, from the load sheet.
Fuel weight is 59,343 kilograms.
Okay, 59,343. All right, got it there. Perfect. So now we're gonna go generate flight plan, and we're going to go ahead and do the rest of our planning. So while that's doing that, let's open up the Navigraph charts. I'm going to go to airports and Lima Tango Alpha Charlie. Oh, lovely. You got it on your map as well, so you can follow along. So we'll start with the 10-9 plate. Actually, we're apron 2, so we're going to be here. Apron 4, sorry. I keep forgetting. So we're at stand number 114, right over there. So we'll probably be pushing back nose left over there, and a quick taxi onto Delta 2, which will take us onto taxiway Alpha, and then all the way down taxiway Alpha. So we'll go to the 10-9 plate. So there's the 10-9 plate as well for Ankara Airport. All the way down taxiway Alpha until we reach the end, and then we basically turn right onto it, and then we take off on runway 21 left. Our SID for today is the Telvo 1 Delta. So let's bring up the Telvo 1 Delta. Telvo. I just need to find Telvo. All right, here we go. Telvo 1 Bravo. Telvo. Do you have it on yours?
I already got Telvo 1 Alpha.
That's okay. So, oh, there is Telvo 1 Delta. It's the 10-3 Alpha 2 chart. Alright, so that's the Telvo 1 Delta, chart number 10-3 Alpha 2, RNAV SID for Ankara, Turkey, and Telvo 1 Delta. Alright, so this requires us to take off on a runway heading of 212 degrees to Alpha Charlie 611, maximum speed 230 knots. I think it's because of the mountains around us. We don't want to create an avalanche. Then a left-hand turn to 141 degrees, Alpha Charlie 630, Alpha Charlie 615, and then at Alpha Charlie 619 we make another left turn to take us onto the Telvo 1 Delta, 18.3 miles all the way to Telvo. Initial climb clearance is 15,000 feet. So if you'd like to dial that into the FCU now, so that we can have that in there. And yeah, that's pretty much what we have. MSAs in the region, on the eastern side's 8,200 feet, on the western side's 8,600. And we do have a VOR that we're going to be programming. It's the Bravo Uniform Kilo VOR as well. So that's pretty much our departure. And the last thing we're going to do now is the performance. So going to select Airbus A320. Can you give me the gross weight of the aircraft from the load sheet, please? The
weight is 64,321.
64,321. Our CG, please.
RCG is the center of gravity.
Yeah, center of gravity. Yep.
27.9.
27.9. All right. So we're going to do a flaps 1 takeoff, but it's a pretty long runway. Don't need anti-ice. Air conditioning can come on. Lima Tango Alpha Charlie is the airport. And we're going to get the METAR information. We're taking runway 21 left. All right. 102022, all that matches, and we're gonna hit calculate, and I'm going to deny that, and it's going to be all right. Here we go. So we've got if you wanna make a note of it somewhere, Dylan, V speeds are going to be 140, 140, and 143.
1 second.
And yeah, I'll let you. I'll give you some time to note it down.
And then 143, correct?
Yep, 140, 140, 143. It's a flaps 1 with an up of 0.1. Trim setting. And our flex temperature today is 62 degrees.
Done. Perfect.
All right, perfect. So we got all the performance information we need. We have briefed on our charts and our taxi. So any questions, Dylan?
None.
All right, so then that does it for the briefing. We're gonna head back into the cockpit and program all of this in. See you guys there. Alrighty, we're back in the cockpit. Dylan's still here with me. He hasn't run away yet, which is a miracle. And yeah, so we just did the whole pre-flight brief, and we know what we're going to be doing today. So let's go ahead and get the first thing we want to do, Dylan, is we know that the 6,600 kilos of fuel that we need for the flight has already been unloaded. So let's get the seatbelt signs, no smoking going. And let's do the emergency lights to arm. Very nice. Okay, so we've got 15,000 set, which is our initial climb altitude, and flight directors are on. So the first thing you want to do before we program the MCDU is we want to go to plan mode and go out about 40 miles so you have a good range on your screen. All right, you got that there set up for you?
Done.
Lovely. All right, so here's I've got the flight plan right here on my iPad, and we're going to do the whole programming. So remember the acronym DIFSRIP. All right, so DIFSRIP, DIFSRIP. So DIFSRIP is basically the acronym you're going to use to program the MCDU. So whenever you're ready, Dylan, I'll let you do the programming because you are pilot flying.
A few moments later.
THS. And our flex temperature today is
62.
62. All right. My age. All right, that's it. That does it. So he's going to keep performance on his page. I'm going to come here, keep flight plan on my page, and that does the whole program of the MCDU. We've got now we're just gonna set up our glare shield. So flight director on, this goes back to arc, come down to 10 miles, managed, and we're pretty much good to go. The QNH for today, I believe, is let me just bring that up right now. All right, QNH is 1020. So make sure you got 1020 on your QNH set. Quick, he's fast. All right, excellent. So that's pretty much everything done. So you are now officially assuming control of the flight. So you let me know what you need from me in terms of checklists, and I'm going to help you call it out. All right? All right, get your checklist, and just ask me for it, and I shall give it to you, sir.
Cockpit preparation checklist.
Cockpit preparation checklist coming up. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Nice. Fuel quantity.
Kilograms. Fuel quantity.
So you look at it on the FOB on the upper ECAM.
Is 6,580 kilograms.
6580, right? That's cross-checked. Seatbelts.
On.
Lovely. ADIRSs. Nav. And just do one more check. Hit the data button one more time. And go to IRS monitor. And they're all in nav. So that's a secondary way that we can check that the IRSs are aligned. Barrel reference.
Our reference is both
Here.
Here. 1020 both.
All right, so the way we officially say it is 1020, reading 3,110 feet now, and cross-checked. All right, so that's how we do the
So
barrel checks.
1020 reading 3,110 feet.
Checked. All right, and that is the cockpit preparation checklist completed. Yay! All right, now you've got some memory items to do, which is you're going to turn on the beacon and get the strobes to auto.
Beacon strobes to auto.
All right, and now I'm just gonna tell the cabin crew, okay, get on the PA. Cabin crew, prepare doors and cross-check for departure. Thank you. So they're gonna start closing up our doors, and they're going to arm the slides. The ground crew is gonna start removing the equipment as well, and then we're pretty much gonna be good to go on our push. So we're gonna get the pushback guys to come in as well.
Yeah, you can just see the tug.
All right, I see the tug. He's coming in. Yep. All right, doors are closed, and shall we do the next checklist before we engage our push?
Before start checklist.
All right, the before start checklist, sir. Parking brake.
On.
Okay, that is on. Yes, very good. And takeoff speeds and thrust.
Takeoff speed, I need to find it.
Performance on your screen.
V1 140, VR 140, and V2 142.
Okay, that's 140, 140, 143.
That's
Thrust
not
reduction
143.
acceleration 10,000. Transition is 10,000. All right, all good. That is checked. Windows and doors.
Closed.
All right, closed. Slides armed. Very nice. And the beacon.
Is on.
All right, that completes the before start checklist. All we have to do now is push back and get going. So let me speak to the guy on the ground. Yep, cockpit to ground. We're ready for push and start facing east, sir. All right, he's gonna go ahead and give us the go ahead to do the push. So let's go ahead. All right, so the ground crew wants us to release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brake is released.
All right, and he's gonna start the push. And as we do that, as we start the pushback, we're going to go ahead and there we go. We're moving, and he's gonna wait until we're clear of the gate, and then he's gonna give us the clearance to go ahead and do our start. Okay, so all right. Okay, Dylan, so let's go ahead and start engine number 2, please.
Okay, so ignition to start, engine number 2 on.
Lovely. And we hit the chrono as well. Alright, so the N2 is rotating. N2 is rotating. Fuel flow is introduced. EGT is rising, N1 is rising. Is he gonna push? Oh, hello, we've got master caution. Engine 2 start fault, engine 2 stall, and it's gonna go ahead and try and restart, continue to start again. Alright. And we're gonna go ahead and set the okay, the pushback's complete. Let's set the parking brakes, but we're gonna have them
Brake set.
yep. Alright, new start is in process, so let's see what happens here. For some reason the engine it had to go for a second restart, so it looks like alright, auto crank is in process. You can see the engine is trying to start, but the N2 spools down. Now this is all the indications of what we call a hung start. So if that happens, we'll have to revert to doing what we call a manual start, which is ironic because we actually had a request from one of our subscribers on how to do an engine manual start. So we're going to go ahead with that procedure right about now. Alright, so as you can see, the computer tried to start the engine automatically, and it's not happening, so it's asked us to turn it to off, and you're going to restore the engine mode selector back to normal. Alright, and we're just going to clear up that message. So I'm going to clear the message away, and we're gonna do a manual start. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get our FCOM going. Alright, so now what I want to do is get the FCOM, and then from there we can go ahead and try and do a manual start. So in the FCOM we need to go to our procedures, normal procedures, and then we're going to look for manual engine start. Okay, so let's go ahead with the process. So the first thing you want to do is make sure both thrust levers are idle.
Okay, both thrust levers are on idle.
Okay, perfect. All right, both thrust levers are idle, and now the engine mode selector should be normal.
Normal.
All right, and now we're going to put it back to ignition start. All right, it's on ignition start. Lovely. Now the next thing you're going to do is, when all engine parameters are in the green, which is what they are right now, the engine manual start push button switch has to come on. So that's finds us the manual switch for engine number 2. So you lift the guard and push. That's okay, don't worry about that.
Sorry. No.
That's it. Okay. And okay, so we got the engine manual start switch going. And that's going ahead and starting the spool. As soon as the engine reaches 20%, you're going to open the engine valve.
Yep.
So that's 22%. Open the valve. There we go. And now we're just going to monitor that the N2 continues to increase and that the N1 increases. All right, we definitely got more N2 than we got the last time.
Yeah. Mine started right. So far seems to be working.
All right, so the oil pressure has to increase as well, which it has. It's in the green. Lovely, and we've got engine number 2 available now. Awesome, so that's how we do a manual start. So now we have to do what's called the cleanup. So after we've done all of that, all right, so now you can go ahead and put the engine manual start button to off, and that should do it. So now we've got that engine nicely started up. Perfect. So now let's attempt to do a manual start. Let's attempt to do an auto start of engine number 1. Go ahead. All right, N2 is rising. Got the chrono going. Please start.
Please. Don't let me.
Okay, ignition A is in process. 22%, fuel is in. EGT is rising. N1 is rising. My blood pressure is rising.
My heart rate's rising.
His heart rate's rising. Okay, N2 is climbing at a good rate.
That looks pretty okay to me.
42, 43. Excellent. It looks like we're going to have a good start on this engine.
Perfect.
At about 55 to 57% N2, the gray box will disappear. All right, that's the click of the bus system going offline. Transferring over. So we're going to wait until the gray box disappears, and then we'll do our memory items. All right. Come on, you can do it. Stabilize. This usually happens with the first flight of the day. So, and we are at a significantly high altitude airport, 3,000 feet above sea level. Okay, both engines have started. So, do your memory items, which as pilot flying, you're going to put the engine mode selected to normal. You're going to go up there, turn off the APU bleed. You're going to check the weather and see if we need anti-ice, which we don't. So you're going to skip past that and going to turn off the APU master. Maybe push it again.
Yeah.
Maybe one more time. Got to be more convincing. Let me try. We almost had it. All right, there we go. Remind me to service this button. In fact, let's put it in the tech log. That button needs to be serviced. All right. So that's your memory items done. My memory items as pilot monitoring. The speed brake, reset the rudder trim, set the flaps to our flap setting for today, which is flaps 1 plus F. Gonna set our trim to up 0.1. We'll bring up the flight control page. 0.1 is set. And I'm going to bring up the status page. Normal, while the captain is out normal. Alrighty, excellent. And that is all our after start flows done. So, would you like the after start checklist, sir?
Yes, please.
Alright, anti-ice.
Off.
Uncle ice. I mean, I'm joking. ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Pitch trim is...
Just shake the side stick and read what you see on the screen there. Over there.
pitch trim is 0.1% up.
0.1 up. Rudder trim.
Neutral.
0 and neutral. After start checklist is completed, sir. Alright, now we're going to do a flight control check. So, give me full left on the side stick.
Full left.
Full right. Back to neutral. Full up. Full down. Back to neutral. On the rudders, I'm going to hold down the rudder disconnect and give me full left on the rudder. Neutral. Full right. Neutral. Okay, I'm going to check my side stick, just in case something happens to you, I can fly the plane and get you home safe. Alright, flight controls checked, and I'm just going to do my memory items over here very soon. And weather radar can come on now. System 2 for you. Standby there. And let's squawk 2202 today. Lots of twos. Alright. Excellent. So we got that going, and I can now give you the before taxi checklist if you're ready.
Before taxi checklist.
All right, before taxi checklist. Flight control, sir.
Checked both.
Yeah, checked. Flap setting. 1 plus F actually,
Sorry,
because it's right over there.
Oh yeah, 1 plus F.
Cool. All right. So as a tip, you always do this. You check the physical position first, and then you cross-check it with the indication. So they have to match. All right. Because there could be a flap disagree sometimes, and then the position doesn't match the indication. So that's one thing we have to keep in mind. Radar and predictive wind shear. So predictive wind shear is down here. That's set to auto, and the radar is on as well. And we can also turn on our terrain radar because we're in a mountainous area, and we're far away from the gates. Okay. Last thing is engine mode selector.
Normal.
Normal and ECAM status.
ECAM status all.
Sorry, ECAM memo.
All green, no blue.
So takeoff, no blue is what we say.
Yeah.
All right. That's the taxi checklist complete. All right, Dylan, she's yours to control.
Okay.
We're going to be turning.
Taxi lights on.
Yep. You want to put that to taxi and the runway turn off on as well. All right. You're going to release the parking brakes, and we're going to basically taxi out to the left. So as soon as you release brakes, we're going to head out towards the left. Let me bring up those charts.
I'm just gonna put my checklists away.
Oh yeah, feel free. You set up everything as you need.
Okay.
All right.
Parking brakes are off.
Brakes off, and just no more than 30% on the ground. Tiller, right hand on the tiller. Yep, all good. And I'm gonna bring up the airport chart. All right, let's get going. So it's clear on the left, with the exception of one dude stuck there in the middle. All right, never mind. And let me see. All right, I got our taxi chart going here. So give me a full left turn. So keep it at 30%.
Yeah, try.
No worries, 30-35%. So you're good to go. And give a full left turn. Full left.
So, okay.
Maximum left, all the way. Yep, we'll keep it coming. We just want to find our taxi out.
Right.
Yes, you got to keep it at 30%. Yeah, confirm like that. All right. So something like there. That, and we're just gonna keep them there, so the power keeps coming. All right. So you see that yellow taxiway over there in the distance? That's where we want to go. That's going to be Delta 2. That will take us over to taxiway Alpha.
Plane.
Does the airplane not want to move?
No.
All right. No worries. Straighten up a bit. Okay. All right, we'll build up some ground speed, and then we'll get going. All right, give me about 40%. Here we go. We're moving. All right, turn left, maximum left. Join that taxiway over there.
Bit of a sharp turn.
All right, but that's okay. A few people change seats in the back, but that's okay. Alright, join this taxiway here, and we're gonna go out on taxiway
We
Alpha.
keep going this or full left again?
We're just gonna go straight down and then make our next right, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
I gone the wrong way into down.
No worries, we're good to go.
We're going down.
Just continue straight down and we'll make a right onto that taxiway. Very good.
Okay, so we're gonna cut
So-
the grass.
Oh yeah, definitely. We will be cutting some grass today.
Yeah, they needed like grass.
It was
Like, how
overgrown
long it
anyway,
was.
so we had to cut the grass, so it's absolutely fine. Alright, find that center right there and draw all the way down. This is taxiway Alpha.
Who cares about what ATC says? Do not tell my dad I say that.
Exactly. Mr. Allen, if you're listening, we did not break any rules in air traffic control.
Definitely.
Okay, so all the way down as we get along. So guys, we're gonna get back to you once we're holding short at the runway and we're ready for takeoff. And we'll do a quick briefing and then we're off to Lebanon. All right, get back to you when we're holding short. Okay, Dylan's doing an amazing job keeping us nice and level and straight on the
Kind of.
taxiway, kind of. Well, he's done a better job than I do anyways. So follow along and stop just before the hold shot marker, and then we're gonna do some final memory items, and then we're off to our takeoff. Off to our takeoff. Rest in peace, my English. All right, you see the hold shot line there?
Yep.
You're gonna stop the airplane just before that.
I found this on the web.
Siri, not now. All right, cool. Set the parking brakes once the aircraft has come to a complete stop, and then we will taxi out to the runway.
Parking brakes set.
Lovely. All right, excellent. Okay, memory items I have to do for you, sir, is I need to get the TCAS to TA and RA. Cabin crew be seated for takeoff. All right, Kevin is notified for flight plan on my page. All right, so everything's good to go over there. All right, so Dylan, it's going to be a very quick
have the lights on?
briefing. Yeah, we'll do it just before we get onto the runway. So the takeoff briefing is going to be, you will have control of the aircraft at all times. You will set the takeoff thrust, and then after that my hand will come on the thrust levers. Anything between starting the takeoff roll and 100 knots, if we hear any weird noises or we feel that the aircraft is losing control or any cautions that happen, we're going to close the thrust levers, I will close thrust levers, engage full reverses, and you will continue to keep the aircraft under your control and bring the aircraft to a complete stop. In case something happens after V1, the call will be to go, and whatever happens, we're going to take the aircraft airborne, and we'll climb to our minimum safe altitude, which is around 8,900 feet in this area. And is it 8,900? I just want to double check. Yep, minimum safe altitude is 8,200, but we're going to climb to 9,000 because we're then going to circuit around the mountains and we'll come back for a visual approach over here. Our takeoff weight is 65 tons, so we're definitely lighter than our maximum takeoff weight, which is 66 tons, so we don't have to do any overweight landing checklist. All right, in case it's an engine failure after takeoff, you will continue to have the aircraft under your control, and what I'm going to do is I will do the ECAM actions, and we'll basically secure the engine, and then we'll probably come back here because we do have a long enough runway and we also have maintenance over here. All right, so that's the takeoff briefing. Any questions, sir?
No questions at all.
All right, so whenever you're ready, the aeroplane is yours. Let's go ahead and do the lineup checklist. All right, takeoff runway
Is 2-1 left.
2-1 left, checked. TCAS,
TCAS is Tara.
TARA.
Yep, TARA, sorry.
Lovely, and the packs, we're going to do a packs on takeoff, so make sure the packs are on. All right, Dylan, she's yours to fly. Go for it.
Putting the checklist away.
Let me store my tray table as well, like a good little pilot. All right, you have control, sir. All right, first things first, you can, landing lights coming on, nose light to take off, strobes are in auto. We're good to go. Yep, we're just gonna use our variable winds at 4 knots today, so not too bad. It's a light day today.
Never say that word. Never say something's easy to then it'll be very uneasy very quickly.
Well, runway is clear, so clear on the left. Nothing is on approach as well. All right, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna set 50% power on the N1.
Yep.
And then once it's stabilized, you're gonna go ahead and set flex. Go ahead and click and click. Flex is set. All right, my hand comes on that. All right, read your FMA.
FMA, man, flex, 62, SRS, auto thrust.
Okay, checked. Takeoff thrust is set. We're rolling. 100 knots.
Checked.
Okay, V1 and rotate.
Takes.
Runner up, one continuous rotation all the way to 12.5 degrees. All right, we got a positive rate of climb.
Gear up, please.
Gear up, sir. Gear up. All right, call your FMA, whatever's new in a box.
Man, flex, 62, and nav.
Checked. Mountains, you got mountains. All right, just keep her in the middle of that flight director and we're just gonna keep going. So all you gotta do is keep it as centered in that flight director as you can. Doesn't take a lot of work in the Airbus. Gonna zoom out a little bit. And yeah. So you wanna put your left hand back on the thrust lever because as soon as you get lever climb, you're gonna have to bring that back. Okay, there's lever climb.
Climb lever.
All right, and call out your FMA.
FMA is thrust, climb, and climb.
And auto thrust white.
Auto thrust right, sorry.
Checked. Excellent. No need to apologize. This kid is very polite. All right, so now, just have fun flying the plane.
Okay.
Just have fun flying the plane. That's what we're here for. Thank you, Turkey. Thank you for the doner kebabs. They were delicious.
We'll be visiting that kebab shop again.
Oh yes, absolutely, 100%. All right, we've got S speed. What can I do for you? Speed check and flaps to 0. With that comes speed brake disarm and the 2 outer lights going off. And now we're just going to continue our climb to pass transition and onwards to cruising. So let's assume they've cleared us for 270, so I'm going to set 270 for you. So when you're hand flying the aircraft, as pilot flying, it's me, who pilot monitoring, who sets the FCU up for you. Alright? Once the autopilot is on, because you're pilot flying, you'll have control over that. Okay? So that's kind of how that differentiates between when the autopilot's on and off. Alright? Excellent. So guys, look at Dylan's flying. It's amazing. He's flying like a champ. So if you want to see Dylan again in future videos, let me know, and we'll have him come back and continue flying with us on future legs. And guys, if there's anything more you want to learn in the Airbus A320, just let us know. Just let us know, and we'll be more than happy to do that for you. And you can even ask me questions in the comments below. I always respond to every single comment, so make sure you let me know your questions, your doubts, and I'm happy to answer. And if you're not, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing.
Do not forget to like and subscribe.
Whatever.
Yeah, subscribe. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share the video with your friends. Alright, cool. So we're now crossing 10,000 feet. So you may engage autopilot. AP2 is yours actually. Alright, AP2 is engaged and you have to read it out. We got something flashing on our screens. That's the QNH. So that's because of the transition altitude. So we're just gonna pull that. Standard. So standard set, crossing 10,500. Now, crush check. Beautiful. All right, and now that the weather is good, let's turn off the seatbelts because I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to get out of their seats, stretch their legs. The crew can start the service. And speaking of service, coffee time. I do have one question though for you.
Yes.
You want the chicken or the fish?
I'll take the chicken, you can take the fish.
Okay, fish again for the 5th time in a row. Okay.
Don't ask. Just do
Fish it is.
it. You should learn the captain should not ever ask. The captain should do.
It's a good thing I like seafood. Not. Alrighty, so we're on our way. Now that we're on the climb to flight level 270, what we want to do is we come down here and we go to the progress page. It says the optimum is going to be 35,000 feet, but since this is a very short flight, we're not gonna use that. We're just gonna keep it at 270. That's gonna be fine for us, okay? But if I was on a longer flight, I would always want to try and get to as close to or on the optimum as possible because that's the best fuel saving altitude we can fly at. All right, so that's about it, guys. And yeah, okay, let's do this. There was a subscriber who once asked us to what the expedite button does.
Yeah.
All right, so the expedite button basically is going to get the aircraft to climb or descend very, very, very quickly at the maximum rate that it can climb. We almost never use it, but it's there as a feature if you need it. So Dylan, let's set 210 or let's set 180 on the altitude and hit the expedite button. All right, so we can expedite the climb, and as you can see, the aircraft is now going to raise the nose and it's going to try climbing as fast as it can. All right, it's going to go down to a speed of 216, which I believe is going to be our clean speed. So it's in aviation, this is what we call exchanging speed for altitude. So we're losing speed, but we're gaining altitude at a very rapid rate. It's not comfortable, but it does it. So now we've got Alt Star, and the aircraft is now trying to level off. All right, so that's what expedite button does. It works the same in a descent. If we were to dial a lower altitude and hit the button again, it's going to lower the nose up to V max, which is the maximum speed that we can safely fly to give us the maximum rate of descent. So that's pretty much how it works. Dylan, let's go back up to 270 and pull it for open climb. All right, read your FMA.
Vertical speed plus 1,000.
Oh, okay. Let's pull that altitude knob again, and we should get. There we go.
Thrust, lever, climb, OP climb.
Okay, thrust climb, open climb, 270 blue, all good. And that is that. So that's how you do the expedited. That's how you use the expedited climb. You don't really want to use it much because when it levels off pretty aggressively, and people start to float in the back. So yeah, but it's kind of nice if you want to lose weight because you will feel slight weightlessness. Apart from that, we don't use it. So we're above 10,000 now, so I'm gonna go to airports on mine, airport on Dylan, so we can see the airports around us in case we need to land. I'm gonna now come over to the RNAV page. I'm gonna auto tune the VORs, and I'm going to then go to fuel prediction. We're looking good over there. Secondary flight plan, copy active. All right, and that basically finishes all the work we have to do for now. Now we just sit back, we relax, and enjoy the view while monitoring our systems. Get back to you when we're in cruise, guys. Hello. So we're up here now in cruise, flight level 270. And yep, Dylan is making sure the aircraft is nice and safe. We're actually making sure we're not burning more fuel than we should be. And yeah, we're currently pretty much midway right now, and things are looking good for us. So what we are doing now is we're just monitoring all the systems and just making sure that ATC knows where we are and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. So, which brings me on to Dylan. So, Dylan, as I understand, you have a YouTube channel of your own.
Yes, I do. Not that much aviation based, but I try my best to put a lot.
All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link Dylan's channel in the link in the description below, so you guys can go check it out. And yeah, he's doing a lot of fun stuff here. So Dylan, tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
I am originally from South Africa, near Johannesburg, in a town called Potchefstroom.
Wow.
So not quite quiet there when I go there over the summers, but yeah.
Lovely. And how long have you lived in Dubai?
I've lived in Dubai my whole life.
Nice.
But both of my parents lived in Dubai, in South Africa before, and then my dad came to work as air traffic controller in Dubai.
Oh, so your dad is an air traffic controller?
Yes.
All right,
That's why he
excellent.
gets mad at me when I don't listen to ATC.
Ah, okay. Well, we'll edit that part out in case Dylan's dad's watching.
It doesn't matter.
And yeah, so you come from an aviation family.
Yes.
All
Because
right.
my dad, he wanted to be a pilot, but when he was in South Africa, he was never really able to become a pilot for many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided to pursue being an air traffic controller.
Well, that means he's the boss. He gets to tell us what to do up here. So yeah, and you want to be a pilot when you grow up as well, right?
Yes.
And if I was to ask you why would it be?
I've been interested in aviation since I was 3 or 4, and planes is just something that interests me so much. And if you ask me why I want to become a pilot, it's not really one set reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's more a collective of the interest I have in aviation. Like ever since I've been a child, I remember that I always used to look up and think, how the heck do that thing stay in the air? And it's just something that really interests me, and I find it really fun to be able to fly a plane like this.
Awesome. And well, you're flying this aircraft like you've been a pilot for a long time. So do you do flight sim at home and stuff? Because
Yes, I do.
okay, because by the way, guys, none of this is staged. There was no pre-rehearsal. There was nothing. I called Dylan and I asked him to come over and help me fly this leg of the flight, and I'm just telling him procedures, but he knows where the buttons are, and he's very well versed with the whole thing. So I guess that's one of the things that the benefits of playing flight sim at home on your computer. So yeah, anyway, thank you for coming over, Dylan, and it's been a pleasure to have you on board. Guys, if you want to see Dylan in future videos, let me know in the comments below, and yeah, we're gonna try and get him in as much as we can. So right now we're in our cruise, flight level 270. Everything's looking good, everything's looking fine, and yeah. All right, we just had the master caution come on, and okay, so that temperature has been rising. So engine 2 oil temperature high. So let's do the ECAM actions. Thrust lever number 2 to idle. All right, so Dylan, you're flying, so you're gonna have to do engine number 2 thrust lever. Okay, so first you put your hand and confirm that it's number 2.
Number 2.
Confirmed. So pull that back, slowly pull it back to idle.
Slowly, sorry.
All right, that's fine, it's okay. So we're gonna bring it back, and engine 2 master to off. All right,
Master off.
engine 2 master off. All right, so the oil temperature has reached the amber zone, and that's what the indications were. Okay, so we're in an engine failure situation right now, or rather an engine shutdown situation. That's okay. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do the ECAM actions. Okay, so Dylan, you got control and communication still, right?
Yep.
Okay, so first thing we want to do, it says lever MCT. You're gonna put the good engine to MCT, the engine thrust lever to MCT. One click forward. That's it. All right, that's gonna keep that steady for us. We're gonna be slowing down to 221 knots. All right, engine 2 shutdown. I'm gonna go ahead with the items. So engine mode selected to ignition. Here we go. Engine mode to ignition. If no fuel leak, imbalance monitor, and TCAS to TA. There we go. Imbalance monitor. So if we burn up the fuel, we shouldn't have an imbalance. We're good. There's hardly an imbalance, so that's fine. And we're gonna clear that message away. Okay, land ASAP in amber, and air bleed is, so now I'm gonna go for secondary items. Air bleed, we've got no air bleed from engine number 2 because we just shut it down, but that's okay, I'm gonna clear it. And the electrical system, we've got Gen 2 offline, Gen 1 is carrying the load for both sides. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the APU for you, and master, yeah, hold it down for 3 seconds. All right, there we go. All right, that's gonna start the APU. Okay, gonna clear the electrics. Alright, status, one pack only, wing anti-ice on, Cat 3 single only, and in operative systems are Cat 3 dual, engine 2 bleed, main galley engine, and generator number 2. So I'm going to remove the status now, clear it, and the AP is going to come back, is going to start and help with the, you know, with the whole thing we have to do for the electrical system. I'm going to bring up the engine page right now. That oil temperature is not dropping. So basically what we need to do is we can't afford to start the engine back again, because if we do and the oil temperature remains high, that's a no-go situation for us. So we've got land base up in amber. All right, so as of right now we are in a pan situation. All right, so I'm going to take back communication, and basically we're going to declare pan. The waypoints aviation 320. We've had to shut down an engine due to a high oil temperature, and we're probably going to be diverting to a nearby airport. So we'll call you back with our intentions. So that's what's going to happen right now. So
And it chart something.
all right, so now looking at the chart, looking at our map, we're actually not that far from Larnaca, which was going to be our alternate. Ironically, I had drawn a 100-mile ring around Larnaca, and we're just entering to within, actually it's 150 miles around Larnaca. So that's going to be pretty close by, and yeah, so in this situation, we're going to do something what we call FORDEC. All right, FORDEC. All right, the F stands for facts. The facts are we have an engine, high oil temperature on the engine, and that forced us to shut the engine down. Those are the facts. All right, we can't reattempt to light that engine because we could make the situation worse. Yeah, that can go back to normal. Actually, you're going to keep it ignition start. Keep it there, ignition start. That's fine. So now the options we have, we could either try and land at one of these airports over here, or since Larnaca is just 150 miles away, we could continue to Larnaca because we actually have maintenance over there that can help us repair the aircraft, and it's not too far away from our destination, which is Lebanon anyways. So that's the option. So I say we go to Larnaca. Do you agree?
I agree with that decision.
Okay, so that's going to be Larnaca then. All right, so now that's the options. The D would be our decision, right? So that's our decision. We're going to go to Larnaca. We're going to divert to Larnaca right now. Yeah, and that's about it. So now we're going to basically initiate the change in our flight plan, and then we're going to come back and basically communicate it over to the cabin. All right, so now the first thing we want to do is we're going to bring up our charts. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the weather. So the code for Larnaca is LCLK. All right, and I'm just going to bring up the weather for Larnaca.
What is our star again for Larnaca?
There is no star from what I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Larnaca, the winds are out of 090 coming from the east, 11 knots. Temperature is 33 degrees with a dew point of 18 and 16. QNH is 1009er. All right, so now let's bring up the charts and see. So the winds are out of 09. So if we bring up the charts, LCLK, bring that there. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen. I hope I can see my screen. All right, so Larnaca Airport. So first thing we want to see is what the airport directions that we have there. So looking at the 10-9, you with me, Dylan?
Yep.
All right, we've got runway 04 and runway 22. We can take runway 04, given that it's the closest to the 090 wind direction.
In case I'm going to get the 04.
All right, now if you look at the approaches, Larnaca has got and
On VOR, I believe.
RNAV and VOR for 04, and ILS is, no, there's no ILS. Actually, it's a VOR ILS for runway 22, but we can do an RNAV approach, I guess, into 04. All right, so yeah, let's decide to do that. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so now the first thing we want to do is we want to make the changes. So we're going to basically right now you're going to pull the heading, and we're gonna continue on this heading mode. Yep, 169 degrees. Now you're gonna go push the airport button twice. Actually, no, go to flight plan. Take any waypoint, and you'll see enable alternate. Push that. All right, yep, there it is. Insert. All right, so LCLK21 came up there. Okay, so we're just going to clear up all those messages. Now we're going to go into Larnaca. We're going to go into LCLK at the very bottom. You can go plan mode as well so that we can see what we're programming here. All right, so go into LCLK on your MCDU.
Into LCL.
Yeah, at the very bottom. Arrival. And scroll up and find the RNAV 04. That's good. That's like a semi-precision, no stars. And insert. All right, so now the RNAV approach will take us at has us starting at Lima Kilo 404 at 2,000 feet mandatory. Then Lima Kilo 403 is when we start our descent, which is a 3-degree descent down to our minimums of category Charlie, so 300 feet. All right, and in case, by the way, I'm referring to plate number 12-1, effective 15th of July, RNP 04 for Larnaca Cyprus. All right, missed approach is climb straight ahead to LK 400, then turn right to Amaco, climb it to 2000, and contact air traffic control. All right, you got all that?
Yep.
Excellent. So now what we're going to do is we are going to enter, we're going to basically get vectors, and we're going to start our descent. So right now we are 61 miles away from Larnaca. We're flight level 270. All right, so let me see. All right, you got a calculator with you?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you're going to put 27,000 in there.
Yep.
Minus 2,000, and that means we have to lose 25,000 feet. All right, multiply that by 3.
75 nautical miles.
So 75 miles is when we start our descent. So we are already 58 miles. So we're going to have to get vectors around. All right, so because I can see the Mediterranean Sea coming up into view. So let's dial 2,000 in there and pull. All right. Read your FMA.
Thrust idle and open descent.
All right, 2,000 blue. Now the transition altitude in Larnaca is 9,000, and we're descending down to that. So we're going to go with going to set the QNH now to 1009. So push it in and set 1009.
1009 descent.
All right. Okay, and we're gonna go to the direct to page on the MCDU, and we're gonna go head straight off towards the VOR.
Okay, so which waypoint do we
So dial it in the scratch pad, Lima Kilo Alpha.
Lima Kilo Alpha.
Sorry, Lima Charlie Alpha. There we go. Put it there. Choose the first one and insert. There we go. That's it. We're back in nav. We're going directly to the Larnaca VOR. When we get there, we're gonna just vector ourselves over to the point we need to be. All right, so looking good. We're descending, we're on profile, and we're gonna come over to the progress page. I'm gonna put CLK04 for our runway. There we go. Nice and steady. We can actually now manage the descent. So we're gonna push this in here. Push that in.
Pushing in.
And okay, so oh no, that's because yeah, it's fine, it's okay, that's all right. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is do the hat. All right, do you remember the hat? So we go flight plan, which we just did, RNAV. So you want to go to RNAV. Yep, and you're going to put the Larnaca VOR on both the VORs. So you're going to put Lima Charlie Alpha on both VOR1 and VOR2.
Lima Charlie Alpha. Onboard 01.
1 and 2. Excellent. All right, that's good. This is an RNAV approach, so basically we don't have to do any ILS frequencies or anything like that. Now you're going to go to the progress page, and you're going to put Lima Charlie Lima Kilo 04.
Lima Charlie Lima. What was it?
Kilo
Kilo.
04. And you're going to put it on the right there. That's
Yeah.
it. So that's going to give you your specific bearing and distance. All right. Next is going to be the performance. Going to go next phase. And let me give you the weather information there.
Can I put the QNH in?
QNH is 1009er. Temperature is 33 degrees. Quite nice actually. The winds are 090/11. And the minimums for this approach is going to be 300 in barrel. And that is that. So that's done. All right, and we've got our barrel reference showing right over there. We're in our descent, and I think that's Larnaca up there in the distance. So yeah, we're doing okay. So I'm just gonna very quickly push that and then push that to see if it will continue with the descent. It does not want to.
Speed mode.
Yeah, it doesn't want to, so we'll just keep it at 2000, let the aircraft do its descent. All right, so we're 103 miles away from Larnaca right now, and we've already started our descent, so I can go ahead and give you the approach checklist. All right, so barrel reference.
Our reference is 1009.
Okay, 1009, crossing 22,600 feet now. All right, that's good. Seat belts, we can turn them on now because we've started our descent. All right. Minimums.
Minimums is 300.
300 set. And auto brakes, we can use auto brakes low because it's a nice long runway there.
Low checked.
And engine mode selector will remain in ignition start. Okay. All right. So here we go. Continue on to Larnaca. All right, guys. So we're going to continue this descent. We've done the last checklist that we have to do before the landing checklist. So we'll get back to you when we're about to do our landing. All right, see you guys soon. Alrighty, situation update. As you can see, that is the beautiful country of Cyprus coming into view right now. Dylan went ahead and put 7,100 instead of 2,000 because we realized that our MSA, minimum safe altitude, in the region we're coming from is 7,100. So we're currently inbound towards the LCA, which is the Larnaca VOR. All right, we're about 47 miles out from there, and we're gonna fly over the VOR at 7,100, and then we're gonna get vectored downwind, where we will start and descend to 2,000, where we'll then join the RNAV approach for runway 04. If you're just tuning in, we are running on one engine only because we had to shut down engine number 2 due to a high oil temperature of that engine. So that's pretty much what has happened right now, and we just completed our approach checklist. And now that we're gone below 10,000, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights, and we're going to go constraints on both sides there, and I'm going to go copy active on the secondary flight plan, and that pretty much does it for the procedures that we have to do. Dylan is basically monitoring our altitude, our descent, and those mountains that are coming in the way, but they're definitely way below us. So that's why we follow the MSA. All right, because the MSA gives you the safe altitude in the region that you're flying. So this runs 7,100, and we're coming in from that direction. So it's always good to read your charts and make sure you have situational awareness of where you are right now. So we're going to get back to you as we get closer to the Larnaca VOR, where we'll then go outbound and then turn back inbound, and then we're going to use the autopilot to line us up, and then at minimums, which is 300, Dylan's going to have to take manual control and land the aircraft. No pressure, only 180 lives on board, no pressure whatsoever.
No pressure, no pressure is taken.
Nerves of steel, I tell you. Alrighty, so In fact, I think I can see the other coastline right there. So the airport should be pretty much straight ahead at the other
I
coastline.
believe behind those mountains. I believe. Look at this chart.
I believe you too. Yeah, does make sense. It matches what we see on the charts. Excellent. Alrighty. So, get back to you guys when we're outbound and about to start our approach. See you guys soon. Alrighty, here we are. That's the beautiful Mediterranean Sea over there in the distance. And down there is Larnaca Airport, right over there.
We start at the center.
Okay. Alright, so we're past that. You can, okay, so Dylan, what we're going to do now is we're going to go and descend down to 2000. So you want to pull on the altitude knob and read your FMA once you do so.
Yeah. Throttle idle and open descent.
Okay, thrust idle, open descent, very good. And let's go into heading.
Heading.
So you want to pull, take us into heading, give us a heading of 170 degrees.
170.
Checked. Alright, cool.
Airport is in sight on the left hand.
Roger that, I see it. Okay, so let me go fix info. And I'm gonna put a 7-mile radius around the airport, around our runways, so we know exactly when we need to start our descent, okay? So that's looking good there. Now, as soon as we pass the airport, we're gonna go to the edge of this ring over here, the circle, and we're gonna go downwind. So the runway heading is 040. So the downwind is gonna be 220. All right, you add 2 and you minus 2.
Yeah.
All right, so 0 plus 2 is 2 and 4 minus 2 is 2. So 220 degrees. That's what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna continue the descent down to 2000. Once we reach 2000, we're gonna basically go direct to and join the first waypoint and then arm the approach and let the aircraft take us down. At minimums, you will have to do a manual landing. All right. Okay. So yeah. Lebanon is right over there. So close and yet so far. Alright, no worries. Alright, we are now right over the airport.
It is automatically with the trimming.
Yep, it does trim automatically when the autopilot's on. So yeah, that's the beauty of the Airbus. It does things to really help out the pilots. Yep. So we're just gonna come up to about 7 miles out. Technically 2.5 miles is enough, so I'll give you vectors very soon as I receive them from ATC. Alright Dylan, let's go right heading 220 degrees please.
Right, 220.
Alright, 220 set. Never ever gets old.
No.
Alright, crossing, we are almost at 5,000 feet. Alright, so since we're going in for the approach, I'm going to come over to performance, and the approach phase has already been activated, which is why the aircraft is maintaining the green dot speed for us, which is 213 miles an hour. And yeah, very soon we're going to start configuring as well. So since we're on the downwind now for the runway, I can give you flaps 1 if you're ready.
Yes, please. Flaps 1.
Okay, speed check, flaps 1. Alright, whenever you have an engine failure problem or any problem whatsoever, every time you change configuration, the status page comes up to remind you of things. So we're gonna go clear, remove status. Alright. So we're slowing down now, and we're just going to go to a beam Lima Kilo 404, and then we're going to turn in and go ahead with the approach. Alright, we're almost coming up a beam Lima Kilo 404. We're still about 2,000 feet from where we should be, because it does say it's a mandatory 2,000 feet right over there. So that's okay. We're gonna catch up anyways. So we've got flaps 1 going, and we're about 11 miles out, so we're good to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to extend the center line of that. There we go. That's extended, so no nav intercept. Alrighty. So now since we're pretty much close to the profile we need to be, I'm gonna give you flaps 2 now, Dylan, if that's okay. Okay, speed is checked and flaps 2. Alright, so Dylan, you want to go direct 2 on the MCDU?
Yep.
And you're going to go Lima Kilo 404 and insert. Now read your FMA. We got
nav. That's what it says. Nav. In the
all right,
box.
excellent. All right, so that's nav. We're turning. Keep in mind that the so we are already at the go around altitude, which is 2,000 feet, so we don't have to change something there. All right, so iPad goes away. Gonna store the tray table, and you want to arm the approach by hitting the approach button there. That's it.
Approach mode on.
Okay, approach nav is on
Approach
the
nav. And that's it.
excellent. All right, tuning back in. And all that's left is the landing checklist after this. All right, here we go. We're turning. All right, we're almost at the mandatory altitude of 2,000, so we're looking good on the profile. So now all that's left to do is okay. Here we go. I can give you gear down and flaps 3 if you're ready.
Flap 3, get out, please.
Okay, so gear down, speed check, then flaps 3, arm the spoilers, lights on, and cabin crew be seated for landing. Thank you.
Hi Siri, don't need it.
Siri always bugs me when I'm recording. Always.
I don't think we've had a part of this video yet where Siri hasn't bugged you.
I know, right? So yeah, we've got final in blue, which means it's on standby.
Yep.
So as soon as we get final. Oh, what's happened there? We've what did the autopilot go off?
Yep.
All right. Did you push the button, brought it back out
I might
again?
have accidentally moved it back a bit.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, we recovered. We're okay. AP2 for you. Huh.
Clicking into one.
Really wakes you up, that one. All right. So as I was saying, we got final in blue. We're just waiting for the vertical deviation to come down, and then we're gonna go flaps. Just before that, we're gonna go flaps full, finish the landing checklist, and then we'll be good to go. Oh yes. Cyprus, home to cypress trees. And all right, Kivinas, my friend, you're gonna have to give us some good facts about Cyprus and then Lebanon, okay? So everyone, as you know, Kivinas is my buddy who always puts interesting facts about the country we're landing in the comments below. So look out for his comments, and yeah, buddy, I'll be waiting. All right. Okay, so the vertical deviation is gonna come. It's gonna come along very, very soon. So get into position, feet on the pedals, hands on the thrust levers, other hand on the side stick. All right, it's the vertical deviation's alive. Going flaps full. Speed check flaps full, and we're gonna start the descent very soon to our final approach. What is it shouting about right now?
Stop shouting.
All right, FMA, speed, final lap.
Sorry.
All right.
I need to remember to read those.
No worries. So the aircraft is kind of going through its paces right now, trying to stabilize itself. All right, landing checklist is coming up. ECAM memo, landing, no blue. Landing checklist is completed. Yeah, that's fine, no worries. We're good. All right, so we're on final approach right now. You can see the runway in sight.
Yep.
So at minimums, Dylan, you're gonna take over and land the plane. So you wanna get into position.
Position.
Oh, he's positioned. All right, let's go. been a while since I've been to Cyprus. I didn't want to come in on these conditions.
Almost lost my cool there.
This is, funnily enough, this is the second time I've ever been here in the sim.
Oh,
I've only
nice.
been here once before.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, plane.
That looks like a slight gusting wind hitting us out of nowhere.
Oh, wind's looking like.
Oh yeah, the winds are changing. You know why? Because we got those mountains on the left.
Yeah.
So we're hitting some updrafts as we're coming in. Alright,
11
cool.
knots. Yeah, it might be a bit of a windy landing. Just a
That's okay.
tad.
No worries. Remember, we can go around 100 times, but we can crash only once. Alright.
I think that's a joke for the passengers.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Well, somebody once asked, how many times do planes crash? And we said, once. Alrighty. Ooh, Larnaca. Nike. Beautiful
wind's
place.
going down to 7 knots.
Okay, the wind speeds are dropping, so that's good.
I mean, a bit right of the one track, like quite a bit right of the runway.
Okay. That's alright. I think we're doing okay. So it is kind of a non-precision anyways. So at minimums, you're going to disconnect and we're going to go slightly to the left
Okay.
and line her up. Okay?
400.
Check stable. Check
Checked.
500.
100 above.
Checked.
300.
My aircraft.
Your aircraft. Alright.
Minimum.
Here we go. Flight director on,
200.
bird on. 040 on the track. Alright, small controls. Small, gentle controls. Just okay. Okay, bring it up.
100.
There you go. Nice and steady. Bring the nose up now. Bring it up.
50.
Bring it up.
40.
Alright, not so
30.
much.
Fuel input.
Alright, kill the power.
20.
And
Retard.
raise the nose.
5.
Ow.
Okay, we have a slight
Sorry.
bounce. We're okay, we're okay. Hold it steady. Just hold her steady.
Holding steady.
Alright, now flare it slightly up. Flare it
Fuel
slightly up.
Flaring.
Flaring.
And we're on the runway. We're on the runway. Engage reverses. And use the rudders. There we go. Nicely done, Mr. Dylan.
I would not say nicely done, that was quite a bounce.
Too late, I just did, so it's okay. Alright, 60 knots, close the reverses.
Reverse is closed.
Alright, auto brakes are coming off.
Manual braking.
Alright, so use the tiller to help you steer the aircraft at low speeds. And if you can, take the next left.
Taking next left.
So you probably need to use a little bit more thrust than usual, but be careful when the thrust comes in, it's going to try and yaw the aircraft.
Yeah. To the left. I mean,
Yeah.
to the right.
To the right, to the left. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're exiting the runway. I'll bring up the charts very soon. For now, I'm just going to clean up.
What is
That's-
that noise? Like,
That's the PTU. The sound of a dog barking. That's the PTU. Alright, this speed brakes. Flaps go to 0. Off, standby, off, standby. And yeah, looking good so far. Alright, how about the after landing checklist?
Can I get my checklist out?
Yeah, radar and predictive wind shear should be off. That's what it says. So, predictive wind shear radars are off. So that's the after landing checklist complete.
In which direction are we going into parking?
We're going left.
Okay, copy that.
Okay, clear on the right, clear on the left. Alright, we'll continue on with when we're going to park at the gate. Alrighty, the next right please, and we're going to take the first gate on the left. Dylan can't hear me, but what he doesn't know is I'm actually quite jealous at the fact that he's taxiing an aircraft better than I do. I said nothing. I said nothing. So next left, and yeah, that's our gate. I've already called for the maintenance to come and repair the aircraft, and hopefully they should get it done soon. Okay, taxi lights, runway turn off is going off, and we're gonna start the turn. Clear on the left. Oh, it's one of those swing ins.
Preferably that helps you line up a little bit better.
Probably. It's not a very large airport, so they have to be kind of creative with how they angle the aircrafts into the gates. Alrighty, a little more to the right. That dog is really barking.
I've had my dog at home, the more and more I listen to it.
Okay, and in a few seconds, we're just gonna squeeze down on the brakes.
Nope. Bit too
Alright,
high.
that's good, that's good. Alright, set the parking brakes, please.
Parking brake set. Hopefully you didn't listening to seatbelt sign.
Alright, so
Parking checklist.
okay, so now we're going to make sure the APU is available, and now we're going to shut down engine number 1.
Shutting down, shutdown to normal. Right after shutdown.
Yeah, engine number 1 shut down, and now we're just going to wait for that to go below 10%. And we're going to go ahead, get the ground power going as well, so external power should be connected. You can engage external power. There we go.
Engaged.
Alright, and now you can turn off the beacon and the seatbelt signs. No smoking as well. And disarm the emergency lights. And I am going to turn off the fuel pumps for you. And we can get the cruise supply off as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the parking checklist. Okay, parking brakes and chocks.
Set.
Yep, I agree. And I lost my checklist. Engines.
Both off.
Both are off. Wing lights.
Off.
Very nice. And fuel pumps.
Fuel pumps off.
All right. Good job on the landing, Dylan. Considering this was a single engine landing, we made it. And any safe landing is a good landing. Or any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. At least that's the excuse that we give ourselves. So good job on the landing, Dylan. So now we're going to get this aircraft repaired, and we're going to very quickly program a quick flight plan that will take us across the ocean, across the Mediterranean Sea, over to Lebanon. All right. Get back to you guys very soon. Alright guys, welcome back, and we managed to repair all of the defects in our aircraft. We're over here in Larnaca, and we're about to push back, start our engines and get going. So Dylan, you okay for the next leg?
Yes, I am.
Alright, okay, so let's get the seatbelt signs going, the no smoking, the emergency lights. Alright, now get the that goes there as well. Alright, so the flight plan we're going to use is we're going to take off from runway 04, and we're going to use the Cobra 1 Whiskey SID to get out of there, get over the Mediterranean Sea, and then we're going to immediately join a star to get us back onto route with Lebanon and land. So our track miles is literally just 125 track miles, so we're literally going to be there in no time whatsoever. So it's going to be a quick one for us today, so which means we don't have to lose too much time for the passengers. Alrighty, so Dylan, we're gonna go ahead with the cockpit preparation checklist just to make sure we haven't forgotten anything. All right.
Check this out.
All right. Cockpit preparation checklist: gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Fuel quantity.
Fuel quantity is 4,620 kilograms.
That's more than enough. Alrighty. Seatbelts.
On.
Adders.
Nav.
Checked. All right. Nav. Okay. Barrel reference.
Reference is 1009.
1009 checked. Reading 20 feet. Okay, excellent. All right, cockpit preparation checklist complete. Let's get the beacon going so we can do our push. And alrighty, so now we're gonna do the before start checklist. Parking brakes.
On.
Takeoff speeds and thrust.
Takeoff speeds and thrust is 140, 140, and 147.
All right, 140, 140, 147 with okay, it's all in there. Windows and doors.
Windows and doors closed.
Okay, closed, and the beacon.
Beacon is on.
Okay, before start checklist is completed. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the push, and we'll get back to you when we're just about at the whole short line of runway 04. See you guys soon. Alrighty then, on our way, continuing journey. We're just about coming up on our holding short point for runway 04 in Larnaca. So with Dylan as pilot flying once again. So we're gonna make the turn, Dylan, and now we're just going to do the before start items, before takeoff items, so that goes there. And just gonna do the ECAM memo, and I'm gonna give you the lineup checklist now, alright? So the lineup checklist is takeoff runway.
Is, I think it's 04.
04 confirmed, right? And TCAS is on, TARA.
Yep.
PAX 1 and 2.
On.
Alright, so that's the pretty much the lineup checklist complete. Straight ahead, line her up. As soon as you're happy with the lineup, set the power and let's get going. Alright, so I'm gonna get the lights for you. Take off, landing lights, all good. Cabin crew, you're ugly. I mean, be seated for takeoff. Thank you. Alright, let's go. There's the runway. Thank you for the service, Larnaca. Repairing our aeroplane. Alright, let's go. Literally across the ocean. Alright, set 50%. Stabilized. Go for it. Flex
And
takeoff.
Flex.
Alright, I got thrust.
Yep, you have flat thrust.
Okay, FMA.
FMA, manual flex 68, SRS, and auto thrust.
Alright, checked. And takeoff thrust is set. $100 knots.
Checked.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up, please.
Okay, landing gear's coming up. FMA.
Nav.
Check.
Manual flex.
Alright. Okay, gears in retraction.
Check.
And we're cleared to climb all the way up to flight level 130. So now we're just waiting until we get lever climb and then we're good to go.
Either climb, move back to climb.
That's checked.
Engaged and climb.
Okay, trust climb, auto trust wide. Very good. Alright, keep her going. Work that side stick. Cyprus looks larger from up here. And that's the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, we're pretty much outbound now on the Cobra 1 Whiskey. I think it is. Yep, Cobra 1 Whiskey SID. And then immediately after that we'll be joining the Star to come in.
Flaps 0, please.
Speed check and flaps 0. Okay, just got 119 miles to go.
Bye-bye, Siri.
I'm going to deactivate Siri permanently.
Also pilot engaged.
Checked. Alright, autopilot on.
AP2.
Check. You can literally see Lebanon in the distance.
Yep. If on a mountain, you can see over there.
Yeah, because that's one of the beautiful things about Lebanon. Especially if you're going in there during the winter times. When you're coming into approach, you're over the Arabian Sea, you'll see the blue sea, and then you look to your left, you see white cap mountains. So it's really, really nice. So yeah, one of those beautiful countries. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna get back to you once you reach our cruising altitude. And yeah. Okay, flight level 130 in our cruise, and there's the mountains of Lebanon coming into a more clearer view. So we're really getting close. So crunch time. All right, Dylan, let's go for it. So we're gonna make some changes now. All right, so what you want to do is you want to head over to the flight plan page of your MCDU. You're gonna go into OLBA at the bottom, and we're gonna go arrival, change it to an ILS for runway 16. Yeah, come back down again and look for the localizer 16. Yeah, there it is, localizer 16. All right, no stars, and insert. Okay. Oh no, it wants us to. All right, hit erase. I'm sorry, I by mistake I said no stars. All right, go back into OLBA, find the localizer 16, and we actually are going to use a star, which is the Kukla 1 X-ray. And insert. Excellent. Insert that. Lovely. Okay, it wants us to go to heading track mode first. Okay, so I'm going to pull that for you. Insert, and now we can go back to that. Alright, so now we're going to start the descent. So this approach basically takes us over, takes us from Kukla on a 104 degrees to Bravo Alpha 411. You can start your descent now. Dial 4000 and let's do an open descent down to 4000. Alright.
Throttle idle, open descent.
Okay, thrust idle, open descent checked, and we're gonna go QNH 1009 on both sides, please. Alright, now we're gonna continue with that. We've got the approach in there. This is an ILS, so we're gonna turn on our landing screens as well. And now you're gonna go over to the RNAV page, and we'll leave everything in auto tune. That's okay, because in Lebanon, oh, there is Kilo Alpha Delta, so you want to hard tune Kilo Alpha Delta. Yep, take the first one on the top. There we go, and let's do the same for the other side. All right, let's go to progress and put Oscar Lima Bravo Alpha 16 for the runway. OLBA 16 is what you want to type in. Yep, and put it over there on the right hand side. Very nice. Okay, performance, and go to the next phase until you get to the approach phase. Okay, QNH is 1011, so let's readjust that 1011 on our thingy there.
1011.
Okay, 1011 temperature is 28 degrees. The winds are 320 at 11 knots. 11. And the barrel reference is going to be today for this runway. Stand by, keep standing by.
Standing by.
Alright, it's gonna be 427. Excellent. Alright, that's it, we're done. So that's programmed in, and we can, we've already started our descent, 10,000. I'm gonna get 10,000 checks going. All good. Now let's continue on with the fuel prediction. Fuel prediction, all good. Below our maximum landing weight, and we're going to go secondary flight plan. Copy active. That's that. Okay. You come back to performance on your page, and I'll keep flight plan on mine. And we've programmed it in. So now all we gotta do is go 4,000, and we're gonna intercept pretty much right down. So as we go down towards Zalka, we then go pretty much descending all the way down to 2,000. So you can actually manage the descent right now. You can go 2,000 and push managed. Push it, yeah. There we go. We got the knob, which means now speed descent, and the aircraft is gonna descent as required to keep us on that profile. So yeah, and when we land in Beirut, I'm gonna be looking right now at plate number 10-9. So runway 16, it's a good 11,000 foot runway, 11,138 feet. We can probably exit at taxiway November or taxiway Kilo, cross runway 17 and then get on to taxiway Echo, which will take us over to the main apron right at the very end. So that's the plan, and yeah, let's go land this plane in Lebanon and have some nice Lebanese food. Alrighty, it's been a long day, hasn't it?
Yep.
But a fun day nonetheless.
Very fun.
Can you imagine we've been here for 4 hours?
Crazy.
Time flies when you're flying. Alright, so since you started the descent, may I give you the approach checklist, sir?
Yes.
Okay, barrel reference.
Our reference is 1011.
1011, reading 8,300 feet now, cross-checked. Seatbelts.
Seatbelt is on.
Nice. Minimums.
Minimums is
So the barrel in front of you.
427.
427 checked. Auto brakes. Which one do you want to use for this?
Auto brakes, I think.
Low. No, low is more than enough. All right. And engine mode selector.
Norm.
Check. All right. That's the approach checklist completed, sir. We're good to go. All right, guys. We'll get back to you when we're just about to join the approach and coming for landing. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lebanon, almost. We're just making our turn for finals, so we've done the approach checklist. We've got the, we've activated the approach phase, so Dylan, if you'd like to arm the localizer and the glide slope, please. And the second autopilot as well, so AP1 and AP2. So on our FMA, we've got GS lock.
GS lock, cat free dual, AP1 +2.
Perfect, so I'm going to start configuring for you now, I guess. Can I give you flaps 1?
Yes, please.
Speed check and flaps 1. Now we are descending at quite a rapid rate, so what we're going to do is, in these kind of situations, we get the gear down early. So we're going to do a non-standard gear down, okay? Just is going to create some drag and help us. I'm going to arm the spoilers, lights on. Cabin crew, please be seated. Thank you. And there's Lebanon coming into view, the city of Beirut. Alright, so we've got to slow down as quickly as we can. We've got 2,000 feet to go, where our speed's coming up, and we've got, there we go, flaps 2. And the go around altitude here is also 2,000 feet, which is set. Flaps 3 is set, and coming up on flaps full very soon. Okay, speed check, flaps full, and landing checklist is completed. Landing no blue.
1,000.
All right, so there's your runway.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's quick. So that's okay. All
Not
right.
not in landing config.
I didn't expect it to happen this fast.
Yeah, neither did I, to be honest.
Oh well,
It is what it is, landing.
it is what it is. We're good to go. You got your runway.
Checked,
Everything's
stable.
set.
100 above.
Okay, I got the master caution. Don't worry. Just focus on the flying part.
400.
Alrighty.
Minimum
Minimums.
Checked.
Continue.
300.
My aircraft.
Your aircraft. Alrighty.
200.
Glide slope.
Ignore him.
Turning it up.
Glide slope.
Yeah, just keep it coming. Just keep it descending. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now gently bring the nose up to 5 degrees and kill the power. Just hold it there. Don't pull anymore. Literally leave it here and very slightly nudge the stick up and release. Up and release. Up and release.
5.
You heard the 5. And that was a greasy smooth landing in Beirut.
Versus check.
Okay, spoilers, reverses green, decel. Very nicely done. Siri, if you say something, I will bite you. Alright, coming up on 60 knots. Gonna close the reverse thrusters.
Engaged.
Nice. Alright, you've got manual braking as well, so let's, we're gonna have to do a backtrack, so we'll have to go left, turn around, come back, backtrack on 16, and then cross over to the other runway, okay? Permission to clean up, sir. Oh wait, actually, no, hang on.
No, we need to backtrack on this one.
Are you sure? Oh no, we don't. We don't. We're just gonna take this left onto taxiway Alpha, and then left on Echo.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're good. We don't have to backtrack. So left here, and then the next left At the roundabout, take a right. Bad joke, sorry. All right, lights going off. Taxi and yeah, that flaps going up. TCAS on standby. Standby. Weather radar off. All right.
Permission to cross runway?
Yep, permission to cross is approved, considering we're the only aeroplane in Lebanon right now. Clear on the left.
We do not want a KLM Pan Am situation.
We do not. Fortunately, KLM doesn't fly here, so we're good to go.
Neither does Pan Am anymore.
Well, Pan Am doesn't exist.
Exactly. We're on the entry to runway, we're not actually on the runway.
All right, we're crossing an active runway right now, which is runway 17. And you're going to take the next left, which is going to be taxiway Echo. You're going to go all the way down to Juliet, and then that's where you're going to find Romeo. I mean what's the word I'm looking for?
Gates.
The gates. Yes. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you. All right. After landing checklist, sir. Radar and predictive wind shear.
One second, checklist.
Take your time.
After landing checklist is radar protection off.
Off. All right. That's the after landing checklist complete. Let's take a left over here, sir, if you do not mind.
I'm trying to get my charts up so I know where I am.
Oh, I'll tell you. Take left and go straight.
No, it's nice to know myself.
All right, I'm gonna start the APU first, so we'll have some electricity when we get there.
What is the FO code?
Oscar Lima Bravo Alpha. All right, tell you what, I got control while you get your charts in order. Look at him playing with his charts while he makes them do all the work.
Got it. My aircraft again.
All right, your controls.
Which taxiway are we taking now?
Taxiway Echo.
And then where are we turning off at?
That is a good question, sir. So where are we gonna park? We can go and park over.
Is probably the best place coming up on our ride, so maybe take it.
Yeah, where that aircraft is. That's probably where we want to go. Okay, so we're gonna take gate Golf 17.
Golf 17. Okay.
So if you look at the 10-9B plate, you'll find gate Golf 17 is just literally coming up on the right.
Yep, I'm on the wrong airport now.
All right, let's slow it down a bit so we can find our bearings where we are. So you see there's 3 gates over there.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3. The one on the left is Golf 17.
Okay, Golf 17.
Yeah.
The middle, that one affected in the middle.
That's correct. Yeah, exactly. That's the one. So we're gonna go straight ahead, and then we should find the turn in to Golf 17 just coming up on the right.
Yep. So this should it be the second right here?
Probably.
Actually, yeah, it is.
Yes, this is it. This is it. Lights coming off.
That's off.
RNAV coming on.
I believe clear 10 to the stand. If
Clear
not,
into the
oh
stand.
well.
Yeah, they're there. They're ready, waiting for us, and wondering why are you guys late? What happened to you? Anyways, we're here.
Oh, just a few hours late, not much.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon, another beautiful country that we get to visit. And yeah, let's just focus on parking the plane first, and then I'll continue talking. All right, let's stop it right there. Oh, right next to the gate. Awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
set parking brakes, please.
Wait a little bit forward, just a tad.
Hi.
Bye. Sorry, bit short.
Alrighty, and
Stop.
yep, we got stop. Parking brake
brakes
on.
Set.
APU is available. Shutdown 1 and 2, sir.
Available, shutting down 2 and shutting down
Here's what I
1.
found.
Siri,
Siri, quiet, please.
every
My
single
goodness.
time.
Alright, external power is coming online very soon. External power is available.
Available on.
Okay,
External
beacon
power.
off.
Beacon is off.
Seatbelt signs, no smoking off as well.
Emergency exit lights off.
And the fuel pumps are going off also. Alright, parking checklist. Parking brake and chocks.
The park brakes and chocks are set.
Engines.
1 and 2 masters both off.
Nice wing lights.
Off.
And the fuel pumps.
All off.
That's it.
Flying.
And that is a wrap. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in and watching this crazy adventure that I had with Dylan.
Do not
Thank
forget
you,
to like and
Dylan.
subscribe.
Thank you, Dylan, for flying with me. It's always a pleasure. Good flying. That was your last landing was amazing. A nice, buttery, smooth landing. Guys, I'm gonna link Dylan's channel in the description box below. Go show him some love, and let us know if you like these adventures of me flying with Dylan. Let me know, and I'll be sure to bring him back in again. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you got any questions, anything you want me to teach you, just put it in the comments below, and I'll be waiting to hear back from you guys. Thank you so much once again. God bless every single one of you, and bye bye.